Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. Some news out of New York. Just when things were a little quiet because Congress was on a break for the summer, Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo from New York, has stepped up to prove how ignorant he is, and New Yorkers will continue to pay. What did he do? Well, yesterday he signed into law basically an extension of the NICS background check system. Let me explain. So currently, if you go to purchase a firearm anywhere in the country, and you do not, like the FFL, the Federal Firearms Licensed Retailer, the gun shop, if they don't get an instant approval on the NICS system, which is the Federal National Instant Criminal Background Check system, and sometimes you can get a delay if somebody's name matches somebody who might be, close name or whatever to a felon, or if there's other issues that name might be similar to somebody who's wanted, they'll delay it for a day or two or three, sometimes a little longer. But the way the federal law is, if it takes more than 3 days for that system to get the all clear, then they can proceed with the sale. The citizen is not unduly affected for a clerical issue. So that brings us to New York. Apparently the federal way of operating wasn't good enough for Andrew Cuomo, and he signed a law in yesterday that changes that to a 30-day wait no matter what. He, in his quote, said that this 30 days would give law enforcement the time necessary to conduct a thorough investigation. What he's really meant to say, because it's just semantics, is that it'll give my goons a month to figure out a way to deny you, basically. So that is not a good thing. The bill's sponsor, who is New York Senator Michael Gianaris, who's a Democrat out of Queens, state senator, his quote was, "Stricter background checks will help keep guns away from dangerous people." No, they won't, because the dangerous people are generally criminals, and they don't go through background checks. The only people who go through a background check, especially in a state like New York, where it's just impossible to be a freedom-loving American, only the law-abiding citizens go through the background checks. They're the only ones who would deal with that. If somebody's a criminal, they don't say, let me go down and get my 30-day background check. They go down to the corner by a little bodega and drop $30 and get a little freaking gat with the number scratched off. These laws that they pass, ladies and gentlemen, they do nothing to stop crime. They do nothing to enforce the laws that are already in the books. They do nothing to the criminals. They only do one thing, and that is to slowly but methodically and systematically disarm us, the good people in the country, the standing army of the United States when things go south, the ones that would stop a tyrannical rule. That's us, behind every blade of grass. People like Andrew Cuomo are they're intimidated by us, and that's why they're doing all this stuff. There's reasons behind all this. It's not just this, feel-good legislation that they're going to say is going to save babies and kids. Never. Just does nothing to do any of that. So it's terrible news out of New York. But that wasn't the only thing he did. He also signed a bump stock ban. Even though they're federally banned since March, he had to do it as well. The bump stocks are banned in New York. Just kind of, it's monotonous. They're just doing the same thing that it's already done. But that's just what these Democrats, it's not just Democrats, these anti-gunners, the far left, this is what they do. But that's the news out of New York. Disturbing. This law wasn't needed. There was no reason at all that they had to instill this, and it's the gun-grabbing states, the states that don't enjoy freedom, they all follow each other. They all typically follow each other's rule. It's a little bit of one-upsmanship. So this you'll see show up in other states. Bad news out of New York. So please pass this along. I would appreciate if you do, because people might get it off of Facebook or wherever you post videos. That might be how they see this, and they're going to need to know this. I don't know about you, but I'd like to know beforehand if if I have my heart set to go down and buy a firearm. If I had to wait now another month, I'd want to know beforehand so I wouldn't get pissed off and angry at the guy behind the counter and then have them red flag me. So let's do each other a favor. Let's spread all this news so we're all in the same boat, pulling in the same direction. And we can all do that by subscribing to Guns and Gadgets if you haven't already. This is where you're going to get the latest news on the Second Amendment, where it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, just about as fast as possible. You can find me right here. I also post on numerous other platforms. You can see those in my description under this video. And please join there as well, just in case. You never know which platform goes away one day. Until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon. Take care, everybody.